The owner, panicked, says, "Ray, the 3-month-old steam boiler you sold us just quit. The valve actuator stopped moving. Can you get a new one right away? We only have the old boiler running." We get to the site, check for power. Yep, 120 volts at the actuator. Neutral's connected on L2. The top of the actuator feels warm. Sounds like a classic defective actuator, right? Wrong. This is Boiler Room Detective. I'm Ray Wohlfarth, and today, two tiny strands of wire completely fooled me. Stick around and you might save yourself $700 and a long drive. My 14 boiler books are available at T.F. Campbell, Pronto Heating Supplies, Amazon, and heatinghelp.com. We ordered the replacement actuator. Factory says return the old one. They'll test it and charge us $700 if it's not defective. Only happened to me once or twice in 40 years, but okay. A week later, my son John and I make the 4-hour drive. It's never the closed ones. We open the box, read the instructions, and John says, "Dad, before we swap anything, let's double check the wiring and the flame safeguard." He pulls the control off the base. John always likes to make sure every screw is snug. He gets to the gas valve terminal, looks under the screw head, and starts laughing. You're not going to believe this. Under the screw, not a nice fat bunch of copper strands, just two lonely hairs hanging on for dear life. The rest of the 14-gauge wire either never stripped right or vibrated and frayed off over the 3 months of thermal cycling and burner shaking. The screw clamped those two sad strands just enough to pass some voltage, enough for my meter to read power and the actuator to feel warm from the partial current, but nowhere near enough amps to overcome the starting torque and actually drive this thing open. Honestly, I don't know how this boiler even ran its startup 3 months ago. John strips the wire properly, gets all the strands under the screw, tightens it up, snaps the control back on, flips the power, and the actuator moves, smooth as silk. We cycle it a dozen times, low fire, high fire, no hesitation. The actuator now feels cold to the touch. We hang on to it for a week just in case, but it's perfect. No part needed, no $700 bill, just solid troubleshooting and a 5-minute wire fix. Lesson here: most boiler headaches start with the wiring. Power burners run between 1700 and 3400 RPM. That's constant vibration. Connections loosen over time. Always tug test your terminations. Never trust good enough. In this trade, good enough can leave a building out in the cold. Sometimes the biggest problems have the tiniest causes. Two measly strands, barely enough to light an LED, brought a whole heating system to its knees. Glad it was a quick win. No parts chase, no warranty fight. Another day in the boiler room. Take the W. If this story saved you a headache or kept you from swapping a perfectly good actuator, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want more real boiler mysteries and troubleshooting tips. Drop a comment. What's the smallest thing that ever killed one of your jobs? Email me with your boiler questions or lessons learned. I'm always learning too. I'm Ray Wohlfarth, the Boiler Room Detective, and I'll see you on the next case.